Guys, I have no idea how this is possible, but I think I broke something again. The rear went last night, and like that's the same exact sound effect. It went and I'm like, what the fuck is that? What happened now? Banging from like first to second, just like cruising around, just beating the piss out of it. Did probably, not shitting you, like 30 highway pulls, no issues. I go to pull out, do one last first to second, you know, bang the gear real quick. I go, and once I go to next gear, it starts going, I'm like, what the hell is that? So I'm like, I don't know. So now I got the car sitting here, and I'm going to jack it up real quick and figure out what it is. What I'm hoping and what I'm thinking it is a one-piece drive shaft on it, and to that drive shaft, it bolts to a billet adapter. And there's 3 bolts that hold it on there. It uses like a GM style, or no, sorry, it's 4 bolts that bolt it on there. And I'm hoping and I'm thinking that those bolts have backed out, causing that to have play and causing the diff to move some, and it's banging around back there. That's what I'm hoping for. If not, then we have some other issues. I do have solid mounts, which let me go show you those real quick. So I do have these right here, which are the solid mounts that go into the ears. Now, I never put these in. They're still using the stock rubber mounts. This is also going to cause even more vibration, but I'm told this will get rid of any movement from the diff itself, get rid of any, you know, wheel hop and stuff. Now the rear part, I do have a set of polyurethane bushings in there. I don't want to get anything crazy with that because it's going to add more noise to the rear end, and I don't want any more noise. So I'm going to try these next. I'm going to have to cut out the diff and pop these bad boys in. These are from, I forget the Battlefield, not Battlefield, something like that. Battleground, I think, something like that. I don't know. But yeah, got these. They're from California. I'll install these, but I'm going to go ahead and show you guys what's going on with the car. Let's jack it up and see what the hell I broke. Did this. I think I'm like seriously the first person to ever do this, or maybe the second. Wait till you see underneath the car here. Let's slide under real quick. I can't believe I did this. See if the light will even show it. This is really tight under here. Let's see if I can get this for you guys, but can you see that there? I snapped the polyurethane bushings on both sides. Hold on, see if I can get over here. Both of them snapped clean off. I'll pull them out here, but I snapped them bitches clean off. When I called Figs Engineering or Figs Motors or whatever the hell it's called, he said he has never, I repeat, never broken one. This has never happened. Well, making only 550 horsepower, I didn't manage to snap both them bitches off. Diff cover's still good. Everything else is still good. I've went over everything. All the bolts are nice and tight. Literally the only thing that failed was those bushings. Not too happy about this because I paid good money for it, and they should definitely have lasted. There's no way they should have broken like that. So I'm a little irritated right now, but let's go ahead. I'm gonna pull these out and show you guys exactly where they snapped at and give you a little bit better angle of all this. Well guys, fist fuck me sideways. Check this out. Wasn't kidding. I literally clean sheared them things off. This has never happened. When I spoke to Figs Engineering, they say this has never happened. Dude, I only make 550 foot-pounds and 650 wheel horsepower. That's like nothing. This shouldn't have happened. So I'm going to speak with them on Monday and see what they have to say, but that's bad. That should not be happening, period. This shouldn't happen. I'm not a happy camper right now, to be honest. I'm assuming they'll take care of me. They said there's a lifetime guarantee, but I do have these over here, which if you guys have been watching this video series and watching me talk about this, I've had these since I started this build. I just didn't want the excess noise, but I think I'm going to go ahead and install these. Going to put in the billet ears and put these billet rear diff mounts too, which would replace these ones exactly. I don't really want the extra NVH, which is the noise, but it looks like I'm going to have to deal with it. It sucks. It is what it is, but I guess that's part of the race car game. I mean, last night, when I mean hard on this car, I was beating on it pretty good, but I mean, nothing else was giving me issues. Everything else is holding up. Nothing's barking at me. The engine didn't give me any issues, but the rear end has been hopping a little bit more. And I'm like, man, the car only has 1,500 miles on it since I redid it. And to see that these snapped after only 1,500 miles of 550 foot-pounds, on top of that 550 foot-pounds, I wouldn't start being hard on it to around a little bit after the 500 mile mark. So, I mean, these literally have 1,000, maybe hard-ish miles on them. It is what it is, bro. I mean, it's part of race car driving. I was just really hoping a quality product like this would have held up a little bit better than what it did. So, guess it's time to install these or see what Figs Engineering has to say and then go from there. To get these solid mounts in, I have to drop the diff. I have a specialized tool, which I'm not even sure where that's at right now. It's somewhere in my mass of toolboxes here. So, yeah. I gotta find that, and it usually, well, allows you to literally draw this in, and it lets it sit in there perfectly. Now the difference is, though, makes this a little bit harder. These actually sit in there by hand. Like I can push these in by hand. These got to be drawn in, and I got to make sure these bolt holes line up. You can't have an awkward, you know, when you're pulling this in. I won't be able to spin it once it's in there too. So once I put this in, it has to go in dead straight. So I got to figure out a system to get it in dead straight and make sure it lines up perfectly with the diff. That's going to be kind of interesting. But all right, guys, I guess that'll be another fun video for you here, and see what else we can get done here today. Well, guys, it looks like I'm going to have to drop the diff here and put the solid mounts in. Talk to Figs, and apparently when I called or whatever, they recommended the wrong ones, and they're not the ones they should be, or I should be using. Kind of sucks. It is what it is. So they said they will warranty it, but I'll just get another set of those, or they'll pay a little bit more and get the other ones, which will work. But I'm just going to throw the solid mounts in it and be done with this. So I'm going to re-drop the diff here, and just do all of it here and just be done with it. I don't feel like fucking with it anymore, and just putting solid mounts in it and just, I don't know. It is what it is. You know how this goes, modifying cars, the joys of it all. So where are they at over here? So I'm also going to be installing these guys here, the ear mounts. They recommend doing all this at the same time. So I'm going to go ahead and throw everything in all at once and be done. I guess I'll drop it out here and get done here. So let's go ahead and move on to that now and rip this bitch out. Guys, so I got the diff out, and as you can see here, I've got the bushings on fire. Why do I have them on fire? Well, I'm burning them out because it's the best way to do it. I've already got the centerpiece out, if you can see right here, and I'm letting the rest of it just burn out right now, the rest of the rubber in there. And then there's a metal ring I'm going to have to cut out. I'm not exactly sure how to go about that, but I will show you once I figure it out. Yes, I know I have my working glasses on, but I got to put the diff in the back of the car right now. So yesterday I showed you that I was burning out the bushings. Now there is a metal ringing side there. If I can get you guys close enough here to see, down inside there's like a metal ring around all of this. I need to cut this metal ring out so I can get those billet bushings inside of there. Now you have to be careful that you don't cut the casting. You have to be very careful you don't cut this casting. So I'm going to cut the top part off because it's actually a slip over ring. I'm going to cut over the top part here first, slip that ring off, and then do the inside part. It's going to take me some time. I have a friend that lives right down the street here I'm going to use. He's got an air compressor. I do have my good old Porter cable here, and it was doing an okay job, but I'd rather use his air tools and just make this easy. All right, guys, so we just cut up one of the diff bushings. Ben's going to explain here what he just did because it's easier for him to explain it than it is myself.
All right, so it's a huge pain in the ass, but basically, if you have an air saw, it goes 10 times easier. But what you want to do, if you can take a look here, is you want to start by cutting 2 or 3 notches into it, and then you want to put it all the way down. What that does is it makes the metal obviously weaker. Then the trusty air hammer, you want to turn it all the way over completely and hit the air hammer underneath it.
There's a lip here, guys. You can hit it right here on this lip.
And then if you look closely, the problem that we were having is that there's actually a small little lip that's rolled underneath it. So using the air hammer basically broke that lip free.
Perfect. So there you go, guys. That makes it pretty simple for y'all. If I didn't have air tools, this would have been a real bitch. And plus, it's really hard to get down that last little nth area. So we just have to do the next bushing yet, and then we'll be done. All right, guys. So got both of the mounts out now. So next up, what we have to do now, I'm going to clean out this as best as possible. I have the solid mounts down in my freezer right now. Now, why do I have the solid mounts in the freezer? Well, metal expands and contracts. You put it in cold, it contracts. Try to make this as easy as possible. I have some wood under here. I'm going to take a dead blow and then this piece of wood on top of it and just literally beat it down inside of there. I'm hoping this works. I'm going to set up the camera here and see how well this does work, and we'll see how it ends up. Well, guys, I literally just dropped straight in. Now I can feel it's getting tighter already, but I took this and put this in the deep freezer, which is, I want to say our deep freezer is like -15, super cold. So this contracted enough. I'm hoping it expands some, but I don't know. I thought they're supposed to sit in there super tight, but apparently not. Well, apparently that's how it's supposed to work, but I mean, it went in easy, froze them up, and they're in now. Cut out the old rings. I think this one's getting a little tighter. Yeah, this one's getting tighter as it's expanding here. So just letting it de-thaw right now, to be honest. So once it expands a little bit here and gets a little bit of heat to her, they should fit in there a little bit better. So I'm just going to let it, well, it's a nice warm day, but I also have a short shifter install I'm doing today for Cube. That'll be a totally separate video. I'm doing that with Freddie English from Poor Man Mods, but when I get this done, I still have to get these in yet. I'm not sure how I'm going to do this, but I'm also going to show you guys in this same video how to install these. This actually goes into your subframe itself. That's, well, not real sure. So I'm gonna have to try and figure out how to get those in without having to drop the subframe. Never done it before, but I'm gonna figure it out and show you guys how to do it so you don't have to learn the hard way. All right, guys, so got the diff in the car now. One thing I wanna show you guys here real quick. Let me scoot my big butt under, move my drive shaft out of the way before I reinstall that again, which I've shown you guys how to do all that before. Here is the diff bushings in the rear ones and the front pinion mount ones, or the ear mounts. Those are super simple. I recommend highly, again, guys, put these in the deep freezer for 12 to 24 hours. Let them get as cold as possible. 24 would probably be the best, and they will slide right in. Some are a little bit tighter than others, but the Battle version that I used made it very simple to go in, and they were just tight enough. I spoke with Battle version, if you saw earlier. They said what I had was normal and not to worry. These guys here in the back will have a perfectly cut line. Now, you can't see it from this side. It'll be on the other side of this mount. We'll have a perfectly cut line in it that needs to be going horizontal, okay? That line needs to be horizontal, perfectly straight up and down. Once you get that lined up and down, you need to then draw this mount in. Powerhouse Racing sells a kit, which I can show you here in a little bit, that'll actually allow you to draw this in. I actually used that same kit to pull out the old ones when I installed my polyurethane mounts that I used to have. So once again, guys, there's this horizontal line that you need to line this up with. Pull it directly in, and boom, you're done. I'll show you the actual Powerhouse Racing kit that I used here too. So here is the Powerhouse Racing kit. It comes with this cup you see here, which allows you to pull the mount inside of it. And to remove the other one, you put this in front of it, and this is literally what you're pulling through using these two hardened steel bolts and clamp. Very simple system. To be honest, this is a little overpriced for what it is. Sorry for the loud noise there. This is a little overpriced for what it is, but it does work, and I didn't have anything else to use. I think it's like $100, which, if you really think about it, it's way overpriced, but it is what it is, and it got the job done. So Powerhouse Racing sell this, guys. If the product works and it gets the job done. Now, only thing left up to do is put the drive shaft back in here, tighten up the bolts for the axles, and put my sway bar back on, and I can take it for a drive. I probably won't get this done tonight here. Probably won't be until tomorrow, just because, one, I'm getting tired. I want to spend the rest of the day with my wife. You know how that goes. So yeah, got a lot done. I really got to thank Poor Man Mods, or Freddie English, the owner of Poor Man Mods, for helping me today and getting this done. He also helped me get in my new Cube short shifter, which I have in the car right now. I actually took off the Cube short shifter knob. It's metal. I might put it back on. I put my old TRD one on, which there's good and bad. This won't get hot because it's plastic, but because it's not weighted, it makes it a little bit harder to shift it. So I'm not decided. I haven't really decided yet. I might actually put the other one back on. We'll see here, but all done. That was a pretty nice little mod. I'll show you guys that in the next video, but go ahead and do the rest of the car here, put this all on, and take it for a test drive.